Hey, what's going on, guys? This is yet another on-demand web scraping tutorial, and this time this tutorial is requested by one of my great subscribers, Dr. Pi. If you're listening to this, hello there, man. So this is just what you asked me in one of the commentaries. So today we're gonna be scraping UrbanDictionary.com, which is a fun site to have some sort of fun descriptions regarding the casual words. And well, probably it's better to it goes through all the alphabet, and Dr. Pi actually asked me to loop over all the alphabet there. So let's try this kind of word here, and you see like we have a nice description of what does it mean in particular, and even some visual representation basically. So well, I think this is pretty interesting from the web scraping perspective, not only because it's fun itself, but because it's easy to scrape. And also I'm going to introduce one of an interesting techniques that is called the forwarding data between the layers of between the different depth layers of the data. So let me just quickly explain what I mean by saying that. So the first thing to consider, if you just mouse over our cursor to the word, it gives us some sort of a short description, and this is the first part we're supposed to scrape. So if we just quickly invoke my developer tools here and go into the network tab, we see that as soon as we making this, so as soon as we moving our mouse over some of the words, it makes an API call, and if you just quickly go for this and view the preview here of the response, we see that is the exact string that actually appears. So say this kind of, okay, let me just, for some reason it doesn't work on pitch. I don't know why it works on all the other stuff but doesn't. Okay, let me just try this one more time. Okay, I'm not sure why it doesn't work for every word, but okay, let's try this bullshit. Okay, so be talent lie, a fragment untruth, and so on. Okay, let's try this one more time. Yeah, so it's exactly the same description as we get over here. So the first thing to consider would be just to scrape the short description, and then we'll go recursively over each particular word here, and we'll also make use of this kind of description over here. So probably won't be really parsing this kind of stuff to some sort of a Python dictionary, but just grab the entire test, a little dig. Yeah, it's cool. Okay, so if you're excited, let's actually start writing some code. So I'm going to use this Python Scrapy framework because it's quite pretty nice and has quite concurrent requests and allows you to do things really fast. So let's actually start. So first we need to import packages, or just packages basically. Oh, what have I done? I saved this urban.com. I need to save this like urban.py for us. So packages, first we need to import Scrapy itself, and then from Scrapy .crawler import crawler process, which is needed to run our scraper from within the Python script. Maybe we'll need something else, but for now let's just quickly draft a class that would be called, let's call this just the Urban, and that's it. It would inherit from the Scrapy spider, which is the basic general purpose crawler in Scrapy. Also we need to provide the name for our class, otherwise it won't work. So let's call this Urban like this, and also create a main driver. So driver main driver, and we simply say if name equals to main, well, in this case we want actually to run our scraper, and we need first to create the process variable that would be the instance of the crawler process, and then we need to call process.crawl and the urban class as an argument here, and finally saying process.start to actually invoke our crawling process. So if I just invoke my terminal in the current working directory here and simply say python3 urban.py and click run, it would actually run. Okay, Scrapy crawler, it's a typo here, sorry. So it would run one. It doesn't have any request yet, so it would just probably give some errors, but doesn't matter. Still we have our we already have our crawler running. So now let's specify the URL that we're supposed to scrape data from. So we'll have, well, let's first grab the entire stuff, and then we will be actually handling the pagination. So first just crawl all the stuff, just crawl the single page and extract all the data we need out of it, and then we will be looping over the multiple pages. So here would be A, B, and all the words in the English alphabet respectively. So okay, probably let's create dev start requests method, which is the standard scraping method, to take only the self argument, and that's it. Because as far as we're supposed to crawl things, well, actually we could have provide 46 links here, but it's better just to make it this way. So here we need simply to say yield scrapy dot request, and the URL would be equal to self dot URL, and here we'll be formulating the next page when it comes to the crawling process itself. And also, so we don't probably use any headers or something, because I believe this should work just directly as it is. So let's simply say, just define the callback function that would be equal to self.parse, and that's kind of it. So def parse, the parse method is going to take two arguments, the self instance along with the response object. So let's try to print the response object itself, and well, actually let's try this status code to make sure that it's to hundreds and we actually got the correct response. So just run this stuff one more time. Okay. Okay, hold on a sec, guys. Okay, sorry, just was a little typo. It's not the scrapy request, but scrapy request, of course. And this time it works pretty fine. So here we have the response to hundreds. Also, we have this response over here. So we just did successfully extract the data out of this link. And usually it's a good, it's a good practice to store the response and to parse the stored version. But here we don't really need to parse that much of the data. So I'll be making the HTTP GET request every time during the debugging process of the data extraction logic. So if you're interested in how to actually extract data from the pre-stored file, have a look. Feel free to have a look at my Scrapy tutorials. All of them basically uses that sort of a technique. Okay, so now let's actually try to inspect the element. So we need all of these words first. So let's actually have a look. So if I just click inspect here, so it's the list item with the class word within the user list of the class no bullet. So we need to loop over user list no bullet. So I just can simply say, so extract data and say for item in response.css. I'm using the CSS selectors here. So the user link, the user list, and the class name, no bullet. Okay, no bullet, and yeah, this is it basically. We need to get, no, we don't need to get all because it's the selectors, right? So let's try to print each item to make sure these are every item is a selector basically. So okay, but probably could just hold on a sec. Yeah, we just don't really need to get all because we don't need actually to extract data from the user list now bullets. We just need to look over the selectors. Okay, so here we can actually now try to extract the data we need, and this is the user list, and within the user list we're looking for the A tag, and we want to extract basically this this kind of link here, and also this is the address of the API that we're supposed to be using to get the quick descriptions. I'm not basically sure whether the quick descriptions are always being the same. So okay, I also use some sort of a key, so just need to have a look. Okay, first, nevertheless, so first we're looking for this A tag. Okay, so here we say .css, we're looking for the A tag, and we want to extract the attribute called href, and we need to get one. So now we should obtain the list of links basically. Okay, for some reason this is a bit strange. Okay, yeah, these are the selectors, but why don't you get them basically? So only the one. Okay, hold on. Okay, probably don't even need to look over this stuff, so let's slightly simplify it. So I just can reference directly this response user list now bullet CSS and the A attribute, and now we simply try to get all, and let's have a look at our data being scraped here. Okay, so it seems like much better now. So here we have the list of the links basically, and also we need to append, well, basically using the Scrapy response follow, I believe this would be just enough to follow the response. So let me just quickly check that out as well. So instead of printing, I just want to say links equals to and all the stuff below, and now we can say follow links recursively, and here we just need to look over the links. So I simply say for link in links, and here just yield response dot follow, and no, follows from, not from the capital but from the lowercase, and here the link itself basically. So this would be the URL equals to the link, and the callback would be equal to self dot parse link, and we need just to create this self parse link here. So and exactly the same, so it would have the self instance and the response object again. And here we can simply print okay, let's call this recursive response, just to make sure that we just hit this parsing method here. And also we need to print the response.status. And just to avoid crawling through all of these guys, I just want to break out of the loop as far as the very first link being yielded here. So just hold my breath and try to run this stuff again. I hope to see this kind of message response. Okay, recursive response. So we did successfully retrieve data from, I believe, this kind of link here from this one. Okay, and now here we actually need to, okay, it's not too much of a description, unfortunately. Oh, let's try to find somewhere, I don't know, like, let's try awesome basically. So I just want to see how the container is called here. So if I just inspect the element, just want to grab all the text, that's literally it. So just want to see, okay, content meaning, header, so we don't need that row, dev panel. Well, probably this dev panel is just kind of fine, so we just try to extract the text from the, well, maybe not the dev panel itself really, but okay. But what we got here? So if we just inspect again, okay, so dev panel exactly the same again, row. So probably, yeah, probably we need this meaning to extract examples. So we don't need the examples basically, right? So we need just literally this meaning here, right? And basically the examples are within the meaning. So, and this one. So what if I just try to extract all the text from the meaning itself? So let's try this. So I call this extract data from blank. Maybe extract full description, and just want first just simply print response.css, and now we're looking for a div dev panel. So div dev panel and .css, and now we're looking for div meaning. Okay, so div dot meaning, and also we need to extract the text out of that and get one because there is the only meaning div there. So let's try to run this again and see if we just extract some data or not. Okay, a Janine, but sometimes secretary friend, he's logically oriented. Yeah, it seems like, so it's probably regarding the Alex, I believe. Alex. I'm not sure where exactly this, oh, here it is basically. Oh, so this is far more reasonable, to be honest. Okay, so, but okay, what is this all about? So is this div meaning? Okay. So does it extract all the text? No, it just extracts some. Okay, just hold on a sec. Okay, so it seems we just need to add the get all to extract all the text of the particular div. So if we just run this one more time, then we'll have probably the list of all the textual data here. Now the only thing we need is actually to make all this, just convert this sort of list to the string, and in order to do that we can simply say okay, just we need to join all this stuff like this, and we want to join with the space, so join. Okay, now we're supposed to have the plain text out here. Okay, now it's the plain text. Great. So, but this is a kind of a full description, but also we want to extract the fast or quick description, short description from the API. And now I'm just really wondering, now we need, and when we do that, we will need to forward our short description to this parse link method. We'll be using the Scrapy meta argument in order to do that in a format of a dictionary as well. But first we need actually to, okay, don't need this stuff anymore basically. So now I just want to try to scrape the data out of, sorry for this, just was looking some answers at Stack Overflow. So now we need actually to try to find out how exactly does he specify. Okay, probably let's involve the developer tools one more time. So I just want to see if the API keys are all the same or not. So okay, ng, nd, ng, okay. So okay, so it ends with okay. So by saying key, I mean this one, guys. So let me just copy this, and I'm just wondering if this is available in the source code somewhere, so we could have scraped that. Okay, so here is the API key. But maybe just would allow us to have the entire link somewhere. So if we just copy this entire link and paste, unfortunately not. Well, the things are getting a little bit more interesting here, so we need to find the way of extracting this kind of keys. Okay, so let me think a little bit. Okay, I just realized that probably this kind of key is always being the same. So, well, let's actually try to make use of this basically. I'm not sure whether it works or not, but well, let's actually try some. I'm not sure where exactly we do specify. Okay, so this is the term, which is exactly the same as the text of this link, so we would need to extract that as well. So just copy this quickly. Okay, so okay, I'm not sure how it's better being done here. Okay, just comment out this recursive crawling logic for a while, as well as this links, and try to actually get back to the looping over this list items. So I just want to try one little stuff here. So if I say for item in response dot, basically this stuff, and I'm just wondering if I just try to print item.css and the a tag and .get. I want to see all the data, not only one as it was before. So before I just used only this now bullet. I didn't. Okay, what response? Okay. Because we need, oh, okay, brilliancy, okay, here it is. So we'll do a little bit different. Okay, so here we need to extract the attribute of hrefs, save, okay. And what? No hrefs, you kidding me, man? Oh, it's just a typo. Hrefs, okay, again. Okay, great. And also we can print the text. So if I just make a text here, this would be the term itself, that would be the keyword for the API call. Okay, brilliancy. Okay, so now we can actually create links variable, but this time this would be the type of dictionary basically, so we don't need this anymore. And we just call this the keyword, maybe just the word, and no, sorry, not like this. Now the dictionary, it would be the list, and here we will actually create items like this, and here the word would be this items.css.getText, while the link would be the same but attribute and hrefs. So let's import the JSON module to print this kind of items here. So I just want to print JSON.dumps and the items and the indentation equals to 2 spaces. Okay, yeah, great. So now we have both the keywords and the indentation. So here we'll be looping over not the links, but the links. Okay, let me just quickly, okay, maybe just later on. So before actually going there, so what else do we supposed to need here? We're also supposed to need we need to make an API call to this kind of URL here. So if we just copy, and we will be using the keywords. So we need to make this. Okay, so probably first. Okay, so follow links, and here. Okay, just let me think a little bit. You know, guys, I've just realized that instead of trying to handle all this asynchronous requests with Scrapy, it's probably easier to just import casual requests library and make requests. And as far as we're supposed to retrieve the JSON data, it would be easier to use this not asynchronous, but like actually blocking requests. So what I want to say that first we would make sure the response is we got the response, and only then would be making another sort of the job. So basically first okay, just it's better to show rather than to explain. So okay, probably I'll go the following way. So let's create a word variable that would be equal to this kind of stuff here. Okay, and here we can simply say short description, and here we can simply say requests.get, and on this I need the URL this URL, okay, paste, and here I just break and I say plus a word like this. Also, we need to return JSON, and as for, let me just quickly see the response. So it would be the string. So we need, okay, let's first try the entire JSON, basically just try to see what we got there and then try to move on further on. Okay, look at a comma. Okay, okay, so now we got our short description. Okay, so just why doesn't, okay, it's recursive. Okay, so let's just break for a while. Also, to purify code a little bit, I just can take this stuff away and paste it basically over here, and can I bring this URL down here? I'm just wondering if this is syntactically correct. Short description. Okay, let's just comment this out for a while. What? It didn't get the right response. I'm just really wondering why that happens. Just hold on a sec. Oh, it's just fine. Even though the it seems like oh, it's actually crawled just fine. I'm not sure what this code means basically, but it actually returns the string correctly. Okay, also this sort of syntax seems to be just fine. So we need how this is called, the string, right? We need the string, and also I would like to get rid of this. I would like to get rid of this nasty BR tags, like so. If we just strip should I import BeautifulSoup basically to, because I don't want to deal with the Scrapy selectors in this particular case. Okay, so it seems like only this B tag, and that's gonna, so we can just simply try to replace that, and okay, so just simply say .json string dot replace. We want to replace the new line characters. So what do we have there? New line character, this R character. So basically they are going followed by each other. So replace this guy with nothing, right? Okay, and this B tags also dot replace the B tag with nothing, and place this like B tag with nothing as well. So short description here, and short description here as well. So short description, save. What? Expected indentation level. Does it work now? Oh, come on. Okay. Just hold on. Okay, so was it recording all the time? So, well, now at least we have, yeah, now we have our short description. Oh, also we need to, okay, so let's do this in separate as well. So dot place and this R and with nothing. Okay, great. And now the trick is actually, so we don't really need this link anymore. No, we do need this link. Okay, we don't need the, so we just made it API call. So now we need to, oh my god, why it's still, it didn't replace this. Hold on. Oh. So now we need to forward this short description to our recursive link, requests. Now let me show you how this is done basically. So as far as this job is done here, so for every link, so when we basically start looping over the links, so here, okay, we can basically, okay, let's have this break for a while. I will remove those break statements a little bit later. So here we can actually consider the meta tag. Well, before doing that, we now need to specify the links and the key link. So we make sure to loop over the links themselves, not the words or descriptions. And also here in the meta, we can specify the Python dictionary type for the short description. So we can say simply short description here and link, and the key would be short description, which is this one. So copy and paste. So now basically, as far as we go, as far as we hit the parse link recursively, let's try to create the short description link here, and this would be equal to response.meta.get and the short description itself. And let's try to print forwarded, so forwarded and the short description. Okay, hold my breath and run this one more time. Hope to see the okay, what's run here? List integers. Oh, sorry, not like this. So here actually we use link with a link key, and there would be the link description. Okay, sorry guys, sorry for that inconvenience, really. Okay, it seems it did fire, but I can't see, really can't see this response to be yielded. So recursive, hold on guys. Oh, I just realized that I actually forgot to append these items to the links basically. So I can simply say links dot append and this dictionary. Yeah, so we didn't yield anything because the links list was actually empty. So now let's try again. Okay, so forwarded this short description here. Okay, so well, for some reason, okay, let's actually try not the nothing but the space here to avoid this disaster. So no space, it's considered to be the one word, which is wrong basically. Okay, but still it works as the proof of concept, so we just forwarded this short description using this meta argument here, and we did forward it to the second level of deepening basically, so this recursive parse link level. And here finally we can create our main dictionary that we're supposed to, well, we can actually already start yielding this dictionary to the JSON file or CSV or whatever. So okay, let me think how better done this. So we don't need this anymore, I don't need this as well. So here we can simply say forward short description from the above level, like this. And here we did extract the full description. So instead of printing, we just call this the full description, and it would be equals to all this kind of stuff. Okay. Okay, and again we can create the items variable here, and here we will have the following stuff. So okay, so I also would probably need to forward but this can be done basically not only this description but the word itself also. So let me see the short description, and yeah, so also here the word itself to be forwarded. So, and I will use the word like this, no, not like this, link and the word. Okay, so now let's summarize this as the data. So we'll say the word would be equals response.meta.get and word. Did we call this word? Word. Yeah, okay. And now the full description. And now here we say that word would be equal to word and short description to the short description. Okay, and the full description to the full description. And now let's try to print JSON dumps items and indentation equals to 2 spaces. Okay, so I hold my breath and try to see all the results gathered in one place. Also need to make sure this would also work during the asynchronous request. Okay, another typo here, in indentation like this. Okay. Okay, it seems like we got it. So the word, the short description, and the full description. Perfect. Okay, and now I hold my breath and trying to actually, okay, so don't need to print stuff anymore. Here we need to yield items, and in order to store this stuff to the JSON format, we can simply say like custom settings and specify the Python dictionary of the settings. So we say simply feed format. Let's consider the JSON. Here we're doing CSV. Let's now do JSON. We could also do CSV here as well. Doesn't matter. It's for you to choose, guys. And here feed URI would be urban.json, like this. So let's try this one more time with the only item. Okay, so I hope to see this urban.json file here. Okay, now it's supposed to be written. It's not yet, probably. Yeah, it's not yet written, but it would be just right in a moment, I hope. Okay. Why is this so slow? I'm just wondering. Okay, load. Okay, so we have the word Alex, short description, and all this stuff, right? So also pre-print this in a more human readable format. We can do one little thing at the very end. We can simply say, so after basically this kind of stuff ends here, we can simply say so pre-print results. We can say results equals to nothing, and with open urban.json, we want to read the file stream as file, and for line in f.read we need to populate res plus equals the line, and here, so this just read results, and here we would actually be writing the results. So write results, here we say with open and same urban.json, yeah, like this. We want to write as file f.write json.loads, and we are loading this results, and now we need to say json.dumps, and this results we've just loaded, and indentation equals to 2 spaces. Now let me just comment these lines out to avoid crawling, but simply to format the file a little bit different, so it should be now okay in a more like human readable way, basically. Okay, this is kind of nice. So from now on we can actually we can move to looping over all of the links, and I really hope that Scrapy asynchronous requesting wouldn't break the logic I've just created over here, but we'll see basically if it is actually kind of true or not. So we'll now see this, and if this is all just kind of fine over here, then we will also be able to loop over all the letters. So that's kind of Scrapy scaling basically, and not only within the Scrapy framework, but in the web scraping in general. It's always all about this being able to scale your code. So first you can extract items from the single page, then you're making all this recursive stuff, and then you're looping for all the results, and then through all the pages and all the stuff. Okay, that's actually what I was doing in one of my recent jobs, by the way. So we'll see how it goes basically. So just during this this spider is running, let me try to explain what's happening. So it loops over all of these words. It makes an API call to get the short description regarding every single word, so this splash that appears on the right of the cursor, and also it makes this recursive call to get the full description. And in theory, at least, when all this data has been gathered, it should have been yielded to the JSON file as yet another item there. So it takes some time, basically, because you're gonna print a lot of words. Okay, probably running this stuff through all the letters would take kind of really a lot of time, but you know, like I will probably command that code out, and for those of you who would want to scrape the entire results, you would be able just to uncommand that, and that's kind of it. For it's really kind of really takes time for even this, the first page ever. But you know, like, this is very interesting task from the perspective of the scaling in web scraping, and as I was already mentioning, that scaling is really important. And by saying scaling, let's just clarify this one more time. So the first thing to consider, we're just grabbing the data from the single page and extracting the data from it. And then we're starting doing two things. So the first, we're going recursively through the API calls, which is one task, and the another task is actually to loop over the recursive pages for every single item here. And then just to bring all the data using the forwarding the data through the meta argument within the Scrapy follow method, we're actually being able to gather all the data into one dictionary in the very end node. So by saying end node, so this is kind of the end node for the particular given keyword. So here it already should get the short description from the API, and it was forwarded from the up level, and also the word itself was forwarded from the up level. And here it just extracts this kind of full description and yields the file. Well, at least in theory, we'll see how exactly it's supposed to work on the real deal. Basically, probably we are already having some. Okay, well, already seems like we're having some. This happens because I just didn't remove this orban.json. It would be just appending the data here. So already it's kind of done for this words. Okay, let me just until it just growls. So it also seems like, yeah, full description. Okay, sweetheart. Well, also we need to check that out if the data is forwarded correctly, basically, or not. I hope so, to be honest. So, but still, it's kind of too many over there. Okay, finally we're done. So now it has to print this stuff for us. Okay, reload. What? Did it just? Oh my God! Did it just delete all this stuff here? Can't be. Oh my God! What have I done? To be honest, I have no idea why this could have ever happened, basically. Okay, just hold on, I need to find out. Okay guys, I just encountered some sort of an issue regarding the standard Scrapy output file writing, so just remove this. Probably need to use some item exporters or something to just avoid this sort of a disaster. But in this tutorial I will go the more kind of easy and straightforward way. So I will just write the file directly here, so don't need this stuff anymore. I will use the JSON-L format, which is the JSON separated by the new line for simplicity. So here I will simply say like results. So we will be appending the file here, and we'll be writing this items. Okay, so also I've limited the scraper for the first two words, just for the testing purposes. So 1, 2, 3, and that's kind of it. So now let's try to run this one more time to see if it works. Item exporters is another interesting topic there, so maybe one day I will cover that as well. But for now on, we need just to make sure that our response. Okay, seems like I also need to add the new line there. Okay, so just delete this, and here during the writing this stuff I need just to add the new line. So let's try this one more time, and if it works. So for now I need to Google for the English alphabet, because we need to look over all of the letters. So English alphabet, a string maybe like this. Okay, so this is what we need, so copy. Okay, so the scraper is done, so let's have a look. Okay, now it seems much better now. So we have the word, short description, full description, and all this stuff. Okay, so it seems like working pretty nicely. So now we need to make, so we don't want to yield anything now, just let's create the constructor function here. So I say init, and it would take only the self instance, and that's kind of it. Oh, sorry, not here. We're not using the start URLs, so we don't need this. Instead, here we can simply say. So first, I just want to print and this, but we need the uppercase basically. Uppercase, save, just to make sure we have all the letters. String is not defined, but the Stack Overflow question. Oh, we need to import string. Okay. Okay. Import string. Okay, so here we have all our characters, so we need to append each one over here. So I just take this away, and we need to loop over letters. So I say for letter in string uppercase, ASCII uppercase, we want to print self dot URL plus letter. Let's see how it works. Okay, this is now great, and now we need to feed these URLs. So let's call this basically next page equals this kind of stuff. Okay, and here we can yield the request, but I'm not gonna run this just because it would take kind of a lot of time. Well, on the other hand, I can just pause the video and run this stuff and provide you the complete results. But okay, maybe let's do all, just to test this out, let's do all the pages, but we'll be taking only the single word for each. We don't need this anymore. Only the single word, the very first word for each page here. So let's try this as well. So this would be likely A, and the first word for A, and then B, and the first word for B. Okay, I just want to make let's kick this out. So to start from scratch with a new file here, so it would take only 26 pages basically, so not that much. Is this kind of it? So fast, strange. Nope. I don't know why. Oh, that's because the self URL. Okay, not the self URL, but the next page. Okay, let's delete this again. Actually, we can clear file every time we run our scraper by simply saying with open urban.json, and we want to write the file stream as file and simply say f.write and nothing here, empty string. So, and here loop over all the letters in alphabet. Okay. So we see it's being, yeah, it's different order because it's not always, it's asynchronous call, so it's not in an alphabet order, but still it kind of goes through all of the words, through all of the pages, the very first word everywhere. So just until it runs here, I would say command break statement to crawl all words within a page like this. So for those of you guys who want to scrape the entire data set, you just need to do like this, and this is it. So probably I will actually, so I would probably say like on command breaks to crawl only first word, only the first word within a page, and save. Okay, so we're done here. Let's reload. So now it seems like we have the letters for every single, we have the data for every single letter. Okay, so I would probably run the scraper to extract all the results to share with you guys. I don't believe you really need this, but well, Dr. Pi, maybe you're the only one who will need this actually, so I will make this especially for you, man. So I hope you appreciate that. And basically this is it, guys. So let's summarize a little bit. So what we've done here, we've been crawling the multiple pages over here, and within every page we've been within every single page we've been looping over all of these words, extracting the links, following them recursively, and getting the full description out of them. And also in the meantime we've been scraping the data from the API to get the short description, and we also did forward the word itself and the short description to the recursive link of the full description of the particular word here. I hope you understand what I've just said, because I did understand quite a fun what I just said. So if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the commentaries below this video. So feel free also to order some sort of a web scraping tutorials on demand. It's always welcome. By this time, this is end from my side, so until next time, and take care.